Hi, my name is Romas. I'm co-founder of company Agile Toolkit, and I'm here with Gita today.
Hello.
She's going to ask a couple of questions about what we're doing. So go ahead, Gita.
So, can you tell me more about your product and what it's doing?
Right. So our company is still a startup, and we're building a kind of a software platform, which we call Agile Platform, and it is intended for developers, and it will help them build web applications much faster and with much less effort than what they're doing right now.
So, I work for a private company. How would Agile Toolkit help me?
What does your company do?
Well, it's a web development company.
What kind of technologies are you using right now?
I think at the moment we use .NET and we use which database? RavenDB.
Okay, so typically a professional company like yours would probably have you hiring people with a lot of experience. And anyone you hire, they need to know HTML, JavaScript, CSS, all of these technologies work together as a team. Agile Toolkit is a product more intended for people with less experience, and it allows you to build apps which are quite similar to what you're doing, but without knowing all of these technologies. It's kind of like putting app together from the blocks. So you need a login form inside your app. You just put a module inside, and we call these modules components. So there are components for login, components for forms, components for file uploads, and none of them really require any knowledge for HTML or JavaScript. You can just use them.
Okay. I heard that you are working with universities as well. Can you tell me more about that?
So Agile Toolkit, being an open source platform, is pretty valuable for anyone to know because they don't need to pay any money to actually use it. And we're working with some universities to develop a program for students where they can learn Agile Toolkit platform and skip a couple of years familiarizing themselves with the technologies like HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Because with this, they can start building web apps pretty much right away. These will be very simple apps, something like a backend administration office. Let's say you want to have a database of your clients, and let's say you'd like to track invoices you send to your clients. Something like that would be very easy for a student to build even on the first year, even without any knowledge of HTML or JavaScript. And then as they progress, some of the students who really like this and decide to stick with the program, they can start also learning those other technologies like HTML, JavaScript, and they will learn how to create additional components and then distribute them through the platform, our online platform.
So, if I would have to ask you for like three main benefits of the Agile Toolkit, would that be?
Okay, so the first big area Agile Toolkit is helping with is data abstraction. So right now, if you look at the software available, like you said, you're working with RavenDB, but you might have a client who has already database in SQL or using some other NoSQL technology. Agile Data is open source component that allows abstraction of databases. So you write your application or you write your components, they will work with any database of your choice.
Sorry, how is Agile Data related to Agile Toolkit?
It's the first part of Agile Toolkit. The second part of Agile Toolkit is the UI, and it's essentially a library which consists of various forms, labels, buttons, menus, different layouts for the screen. For example, you'd like to build an admin system, you just pick a layout which is ready to use. You'd like to build a front end, again, there is a layout. So you don't need any knowledge, you just use it as a basis and just simply add more and more components and connect with your data. The third one is our online resource, which we call Agile Platform, where you can go and look for additional components. So if you would like to have let's say, chart. Okay, charts pretty nice to have on your dashboard. If you want to have charts, it's not a built-in feature of Agile UI, but you can find a component, maybe even from a third party, maybe a commercial one, maybe open source one. You can decide. Also, we supply our charts component. There are other companies who supply theirs, so it's multi-vendor platform, and you pretty much just have to install your component and a few lines of code, and it works with specifically your data inside your app.
So back to the benefits. So the first one was data abstraction. What would be the second and third one?
The UI abstraction. The second is like a system for the UI. There are not many systems on the market across any across all the platforms. Like JavaScript has a couple of frameworks for building components, but that happens on the server side. We're doing our components. JavaScript does on the client side. We build our components on the server side, which means they have very good relationship with the data. They can read the data. They're very efficient in accessing large amounts of data, and they're also much more secure. You don't have to think about security, like API restrictions. It's all pretty much built in.
And what about the third benefit then?
The third one is by creating standard for the data access and building the UI, we are teaching third-party developers to build extensions. We call them add-ons, and add-on can contain things like components, additional business models, additional database drivers, which you simply drop into your application. So it's much easier integration. It takes you much less time than using any open source components right now, just to achieve a goal.
Okay, where can I hear more about it or read more about it?
So we are still in the pre-funding stage. We expect to get it live, like the whole product out there, and start focusing on marketing it sometime probably this summer.
Okay. Cool.
That's it. Okay, thank you. Bye.